Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the final episode of the Dragoon's Lair podcast for the season. That would be the end of season 3. I am your host, the Blue Dragoon himself, Daniel the Dragon, and with me once again is the incomparable family man himself, James Haynes.
I've come out of that sphere again, folks.
That's right, folks, and we're back once again. We've got an exciting show. We picked a lot of relevant topics, so we have for you today, we're going to be discussing the first 3 episodes of the show Countdown on Amazon. We're also going to be discussing the movie Heads of State.
Yes.
And what else are we going to be talking about, Jimmy?
The last 3 episodes of Ironheart.
That's right. So let's jump right in because I want to start off with Ironheart.
Absolutely.
Right off the bat before I do any anime recommendations and the vault, but we're also going to touch very briefly on Night of Champions, if you can call it that. So right now we're going to start off with Ironheart.
Yes.
And I actually really enjoyed Ironheart. Mm-hmm. Now, I know there was a lot of hate. There was a lot of like the downvoting early on. Is it the best Marvel show?
No.
But I like with what they did. I like where they're going and the implications of everything that's going to play out within this series.
Yes.
And I actually think it would have been better if it would have had maybe 3 more episodes. Because I will say, no matter what anybody wants to say, I love the fact that they brought Cree Summer in. The fact that Cree Summer was there in episode 1, we skipped over that, but
folks.
An amazing vocal talent as well as an amazing actress. Yes. I grew up watching her on A Different World.
Who didn't?
Cree Summer, absolutely amazing, and just a small role. Because then they have her daughter as the character of Zelda, which is in the Marvel comics. I'm not overly familiar with Ironheart, but also some of the mystic stuff like the Doctor Strange things. They weren't really my wheelhouse. But from what I've seen, they're getting a good mixture with the mystical elements and everything. So I like with what they're doing. And bringing in, and we're going to go right into spoilers, Mephisto.
Not only that is... Who is Mephisto?
And that's the thing. We were all waiting to see. We heard Sacha Baron Cohen was going to be in it. We just didn't know who Borat himself was going to be playing. Yeah. And it's Mephisto.
Holy shit.
Now, this was absolutely great casting. Did a great job with what he did. You know, I'm not familiar with the Hood character. So, and
basically they brought him into Chicago with her he's more like a New York City Hell's Kitchen spot, all those Marvel-esque.
Yeah.
The center of the Marvel universe.
And that's the thing though, most of Marvel stuff is all in New York. Unless it's like the West Coast Avengers. But for the most, or it's on a fictitious continent, or
Wakanda,
Krakoa, all sorts of different places that don't exist in our world. So we've been getting some interesting stuff with this, and I really enjoyed it. I thought Ironheart did a great job. I love the look of like the armor that she came up with
from the car.
Yeah, the mystical elements and stuff were very interesting to see where it's going to go. And it plays a lot of rumors that you can kind of figure out and piece things together. And, there are certain series that I feel need another season. We know we're getting Daredevil Born Again season 2.
And we're getting the special Punisher.
Yeah.
A Punisher special.
I would love to see another season of She-Hulk. I think Ms. Marvel deserves another season.
Yes.
Loki, I think, finished off strong, and I don't think we should do any more Loki.
No, Loki is done with his series and everything. He brought it to the point.
Yeah, if Marvel and Disney would have been willing to pay Jeremy Renner more money instead of less money, we would have gotten a season 2 for Hawkeye. I don't know if Echo really needs a second season.
No.
But they've got a lot of good stuff.
They can bring her back for other things.
Now, I would prefer to see Ironheart more in a movie, but I feel like a few more episodes of the season would have actually been more helpful.
Agreed on that. I mean, there is a rumor She will be back. She will be in one of the two movies. One or
Well, I'm pretty
both
sure
of the
she's
movies.
gonna pop up in Iron Wars, the Armor Wars,
Yeah, if that's to come
if it
to
hasn't been
fruition.
canceled.
If it's to come to fruition.
It should. This is the thing, though.
Yeah, that's what we all say. It should. It was originally slated, but a lot of stuff. I think a lot of stuff after the Secret Invasion, they call time out, and they're like, okay, we need to rehash everything. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's where I think that's where it got to them. It's like, okay, what the hell did we do here? We got to call a timeout, and okay, let's redo the whole universe over and everything, and then boom, now we're up to this Secret War, Fantastic Four, the Avengers that'll be coming out the next 2 years, plus the fourth Spider-Man, and you have the Thunderbolts that are in the mix and everything. So, but now you got to see where everything's going to go from there, and who's going to be coming in from there.
And that's the thing, though. We've got so much to speculate on, and we do know that by the end of the year, I believe we're getting the Wonder Man series.
Yes.
So
Almost
there's
forgot about him.
There's a lot to look forward to.
And Ben Kingsley's also in that series.
Of course. Well, Wonder Man's an actor. So you're gonna have Wonder Man as an actor, and Ben Kingsley's character of the Mandarin was an actor, which I feel like everyone's too hard on Phase 4. Mm-hmm. Like this phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was a little disjointed, which yes, I will say not the best. But you know what? There were some pretty big flops in the first two phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Thor was not good. Thor: A Dark World was worse. Iron Man 3 was not the best showing for Iron Man at all.
And I mean, you brought out every freaking armor.
Yeah.
And everything.
But that's the thing. We've had so many different options of things. And
even in that, if you can really call a flop too, is you had originally Edward Norton as the Hulk, and then what did you do? You replaced him with...
Well, because Edward Norton didn't like the direction. He wanted to be the one to discover Captain America, and because they had their vision that they were doing, so we're not seeing that. Another thing that we can look forward to is going to be Vision Quest. So we'll see White Vision's show. Mm-hmm. And this is where we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff because Marvel's got a lot of things, but everyone forgets. There's too much rose-colored glasses, and they act like the first couple phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe were like almost flawless. And they weren't. Look, Captain Marvel's movie, because of the placement, it should have been a Phase 1 movie, but it was what, Phase 3?
Yeah.
It fell into the wrong spot. Mm-hmm. It should have been Phase 1 because that's the tone that it sets.
And that's where the timeline is.
Yeah. But even without the timeline for chronological order, it's still Captain America. You figure the first Avenger is the first one chronologically if you go timeline wise. But release date wise, it's not the first.
No.
But when you have a movie like Captain Marvel, that one felt like a Phase 1 movie. So people were hard on it. You're trying to put new characters together. They're going to feel like they belong in a Phase 1, so it's going to feel a little disjointed. I don't think that Marvel's doing a bad job. I just think we oversaturated the market when it came to dealing with a lot of the Marvel characters and the properties. Now they're able to get more, but what are they doing? They have a plan. We both know that they have a plan. Everyone out there knows because they show us off the game plan that they have. But the game plans had to change, and it's had to change repeatedly.
Numerous times.
That's why, if you notice, we still haven't gotten a Mahershala Ali Blade movie.
And will we?
That's always a question that's in the ranks of, are we going to see it? Is this a possibility? Is it actually going to happen? We don't know. But
is he going to be in the Midnight Suns, is there rumoring?
Yeah.
We don't know.
And the thing is, like, Ironheart has left off because touching with Mephisto, now are we going to bring in Doctor Strange? You know who I would have loved to have seen to make a cameo in Ironheart? Wong.
Yeah.
Wong would have been a perfect person to throw in a nice little cameo. or like a post-credit sequence, because Wong has become pretty much
the Sorcerer Supreme.
Not just that he's the Sorcerer Supreme, but he's kind of taken over from Phase 4. He's been the joining link to all of the movies pretty much, outside of the Eternals. And that's the thing. Wong's character has become integral. He's pretty much replaced like Stan Lee's cameos. And I really would have liked to have seen like at least the thing with Wong because of them mentioning Karmatage. It's one little thing where there were a few threads that I felt like they could have like tied a few things together, but they left things open. Some people are speculating that we might see Hood's cousin back because he could be he's Ghost Rider. It's like he's not Johnny Blaze.
No.
We're not going to see him as Ghost Rider.
No.
Maybe we already kind of had a Jamie Reyes. Mm-hmm. So we could have seen, he kind of fits in that sort of persona, but I don't see him coming back for that.
No, maybe the Midnight Suns, like I mentioned, for him for that.
Yeah, but it's now which version will we get of Ghost Rider? Will we see Johnny Blaze? Will we see Danny Ketch? Or could it be Jamie Reyes? There are different versions. It's the same way with Ant-Man. We got Scott Lang, but there was Hank Pym first, and then there's another Ant-Man after that. So
there was an original Wasp.
Yeah, so
which was Janet.
Yeah, we got two different Wasps. So there are so many different options that we can go with if they do it a certain way. But because there's such a history with the comics, we're going to have a hard time really getting a full grip on where they're going because there are so many stories they can tap into. And I hate over speculating on some of it because when we over speculate, we get our anticipation and our hopes up for certain things, and then they fall short.
Yeah.
Or maybe we get something right. It's one of the things that I don't like about wrestling. Wrestling fans are speculating on how to book matches. Marvel fans do the same thing, speculating how they want to see stuff. You've got fans of Star Wars doing the same thing.
Yep.
There's always something we'd like to see. That's why they created fan fiction for a reason.
Yep.
You know, but Ironheart was not as bad as people made it out to be. I really feel like we should have gotten at least another 3 episodes.
At least 3. At least
instead
2.
Of 6, it should have
2. At least 2.
Yeah.
At least to end. At least.
Yeah, make it at least an 8-episode run.
Yeah, don't make it an odd. Make it at least an even.
No,
an odd. 8 to 10.
Well, an odd would work only because they were releasing everything in
3
threes
at a time. Yeah.
So you know, listen. I think if it had a few more episodes, it would have fixed some of the pacing issues that went on, because there were a few issues like pacing, because they did rush through certain things and you felt like some of the characters didn't get like the showing that they deserved. And it would have been nice to see a little more delving a little deeper into Hood's backstory, because it's like I know they said they changed some things and it's like keeping his father alive. So there are certain elements there that it's not perfect. And the show wasn't going to be perfect.
No.
But was it better than some of the other outings that we've had? Yeah. But I'm not going to sit there and say it was the worst thing out there.
No, we know which one was the worst so far out
yeah,
of it.
But
if you've ranked the past that have been coming out since Endgame.
Yeah, but I've said it, and I've said it repeatedly. You know, we give our recommendations of stuff that we like that you might like. You don't have to agree with us. You can leave us a comment if you don't agree with us.
At the email of
dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. Now, you can leave us your comments there. You can leave comments on the Spotify page.
Even on the Instagram official page.
Yep. So Dragoon's Lair Official, our Instagram page, you can.
And TikTok.
Now, TikTok, we've had some interesting discussions going on because one of our videos finally went up to around 4,000 views. Good. And that was our talk about the Chronicles of Riddick and the animated series. like the one movie that they did put out, and people did bring up the video games. So I need to address that yes, there was Escape from Butcher Bay, and I believe there was one other game. So there is a Riddick universe. So there is interest. And somebody said they would like to live in a universe where we got like 9 Riddick movies and only 2 Fast and the Furious movies.
Hey, it could have happened.
And look, anything can happen or could happen, but what's the one thing we still haven't gotten? Any information on Fast and the Furious 10 Part 2. So, it came out, the first part came out the same time as Mission Impossible.
You heard me rant last one. Need I say more?
Yeah. Now let's touch on Night of Champions before we go into anything else.
I wish we had the baby cry.
No, we're not doing that, even though I could.
I know, it's like the wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, no, it actually wasn't as bad as everybody made it out to be.
No, but I mean, I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
It's Night of Champions, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you're going to agree with me of this.
Yep.
One of our favorite New York Ricans was snubbed and should have been on that show. I mean, I don't mind that Sami Zayn match, but her match should have been on there.
Yeah.
And the tag team title, excuse me, it's a tag team title match, you freaking morons. Yeah, I'll say it. You want to email me? Go ahead. Don't email him. Come after me on my socials, all right? But listen carefully. The freaking Street Profits are working their ass off.
Yep.
The Y6 are working their ass off. Motor City is working their ass off. Freaking Ciampa and Gargano are starting to... But that's on them. But everybody's working their ass off. And where did you put them? On SmackDown? Seriously? Seriously, guys? I mean, you want to know something? In all honesty, you're making the Bucks look good. Cut the shit. Okay, there's my 2 cents. But, yeah.
Look, Night of Champions was originally designed to be all of the championships are defended.
Yeah.
There were... How many championships actually defended on there?
3? Maybe?
Because the problem was we were crowning crown jewel like champions.
And you could have had that still on there.
This is why I hate the Saudi shows, because they have to do something special for them. So, do I have a problem with the King of the Ring tournament? No. But
I give kudos to who they gave it to.
But
for the Queen.
But King and Queen of the Ring should not have been decided on Night of Champions. It should have been all championship titles being defended.
They should have had their own King of the Ring, like they used to have the pay-per-view.
Or at the very least, you know what? You have a crown jewel event. Wouldn't that be when you're going to do it?
Mm-hmm. But when's Crown Jewel going to be? October.
Yeah.
And where? Perth.
Yep. Which, okay, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Okay, why not do it at Clash of the Castle? There's an...
Oh, wait. No, excuse me. They're having a clash in Paris.
But it's still a Clash of the Castle in Paris.
Yep.
It's not...
Clash of the Tower.
Yeah. There are so many options that they could have done. They made their decision, and, the problem is TKO Sports is too greedy. Because right now, and I'm going to say it because as of the time of us recording this, I am so excited whenever they announced that they were going to do Women's Evolution 2. Mm-hmm. So having a second all-women's pay-per-view. I've been the guy that's been complaining on message boards back in the day when they started dropping the online content for the WWE games. And I've been saying for the longest time that what needs to happen is we need to have more emphasis on the female characters. I didn't like that the games didn't have a female storyline. So you could create your own female characters, but you couldn't do a create a character female storyline. Mm-hmm. They've gotten better at that with the games, and now we're getting all female pay-per-views. The problem is TKO has become too damn greedy. They keep wanting to buy every sports league, every kind of thing that they can put under their banner, but yet they claim that, what is it? Oh, we're we're broke. We don't have money. We're $3 billion in debt.
And it would have been $3,050,000,000
Yeah.
if they didn't go to this show.
And that's the problem. It's, they're being held by the bank book. They're going to go and renew the contract. We know that the contract's going to renew when it comes down to doing more Saudi shows. But the Women's Evolution isn't selling a lot of tickets as much. This will end up being an excuse for them to say, see, look, there wasn't an interest. No, there's an interest. The problem is you're putting it on in a packed weekend where you have a SmackDown, you have Saturday night's main event, there's an NXT
at 3 o'clock.
PLE, and before Saturday night's main event, and then on Sunday is the all women's pay-per-view premium live event, the second Evolution event. And you took 2 weeks to try to build this up. I get it. You had a little bit more time, and then you had a Liv Morgan injury. That was a mistake. That was a problem that happened.
You repaired it a bit.
But at the same time, there's no build-up. Everything that's going on right now, what I would have loved to have seen announced would have been a rematch for Zelina Vega versus Julia for the U.S. title at Women's Evolution 2.
Both of them, I think, are going to be in
the Battle Royal. No, this is where I have a problem. I get it that Triple H, Hunter wants to go, and Paul wants to make sure that there's a 5-match limit so they could they're not dragging it out for a 6-hour event. That's fine. But really and honestly, you need more time in between events. You can't have, here's Night of Champions, and then 3 weeks later, we're going to do Women's Evolution. There needs to be at least a month to build up in between.
But wait, there's more. 3 weeks. What is at MetLife Stadium for the first time for 2 nights?
SummerSlam, hosted by Cardi B.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And the problem is, we're in New York. We could go see it. The price for the tickets has priced us out of being able to go.
It's atrocious.
If I want to go and sit in the nosebleeds, I shouldn't be paying $200+ for nosebleed seats. Not because I'm going to basically be watching the monitors to be able to see the match.
Exactly. I want to see.
For that, I can stay at home and watch it and stream it. Hell, why go to the event and stream it on your phone while you're at the event? Because you can't see the screens. This is the problem when you go and you're packing everything too close together. I will say, going back to Night of Champions, though, Cody Rhodes winning the men's King of the Ring, I'm fine with that. No issue there. Jade Cargill, I kind of feel like it should have went to Asuka. There was just because I feel like Jade needs a little more, a few more matches before she should be getting a title opportunity. I feel like they're rushing her a little bit, but I will say her coming out at the for her Queen of the Ring tournament match, that woman looks like Storm. Walked right off the comic book page.
She looked damn good.
Oh, no, beyond good. She was what I would consider the perfect physical casting. People could say, she doesn't know how to act. How do you know? How do you know? She's only doing wrestling promos and stuff. That's not the same level of acting. If you're going to be able to say Liv Morgan can get to go and do a movie, why can't Jade Cargill be the next Storm? She has the physical representation.
She looked the part the other day.
Oh, yeah. She's wearing a white outfit with the gold trim. She looked like she came right out of the pages of a 90s X-Men comic.
Mm-hmm. I just to get back to what you're saying, because we were curious about prices. Okay. At MetLife this weekend they're having the club, because there's all different clubs around the world. Yeah. Italian, British, Premier, MLS here. World Cup final between Chelsea and with Chelsea in it.
Okay.
I forgot who else the other team is.
Like I give a shit.
Paris. Excuse me, it's Paris.
Yeah.
My apologies.
And once
Sorry.
again, it's soccer. I don't give a shit.
But you ready for this? Nosebleed seats.
Yep.
3 upper level, 268.
See?
Lower 101, your choice, 780 or 1128, and that's just FIFA. That's just FIFA. That's
Yeah.
but listen,
But that's not SummerSlam. SummerSlam was already packed with. They gave $40,000 tickets, so you get Monday Night Raw, you get SmackDown, you get both nights of SummerSlam,
and probably even Raw.
but that's what I said: Raw, SmackDown.
Oh wait, no Raw. I don't know.
You get Raw after. You get SmackDown, both nights of
I'm
SummerSlam.
trying to think
You
where
get
Raw
Monday
is.
Night Raw. No, but you get the tickets
Yeah.
for all of them.
Yeah.
So you're getting tickets for all of them. You get all these bonuses, but it's $40,000. I'm sorry. $40,000
You better
is
give me a chair and at least some VIP section.
No. Somebody could buy a car for the $40,000.
They could pay a gas bill for a Hummer for about 2 years.
Listen, nowadays with all the prices going up for everything, it's too much of a luxury to spend $40,000. I'm not willing to put myself into debt just because I want to go see a live wrestling event. I remember paying like $100 and something for 2 tickets back with the Izod Center, and that was 2010.
You remember when it was a pay-per-view? It was at least $60.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Now it's become so overpriced. You know what? Gouge people on the merchandising while you're there. The same way you're gouging people on the food pricing. But you want people to come in and actually be able to afford it. You're going to get the same people over and over again. And I don't know what these people do for a living, but congratulations to you for being able to afford this. I can't do it. You know, I would
agree.
love to, but it shouldn't be something that's supposed to be a family event where, you know, you could take your kids to go see their favorite wrestlers.
How much is it going to cost you? $10,000. What?
Exactly. It's too much. Now, but back to Night of Champions.
Yeah.
You know, what were the other matches other than the King and Queen of the Ring?
The U.S. title.
The U.S.
Was
title
Solo versus Jacob Fatu, where we now have Hikuleo or
is
his
Tonga. Tonga.
What the hell were you thinking?
Just because he's like 7 feet tall.
And
like,
he's the baby of the group.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the scary part of it. He's the baby of the group, and his father is Haku.
Yeah.
And I like Haku.
Yes. But no, this was like ridiculous when it came to that. But good match, decent enough. And then, of course, you know, what was the other one?
Cena and Punk.
Cena and Punk, which it was a solid match.
And then you almost had to cash out.
Yeah, no, you were never going to see it. It wasn't going to go down like that.
No, but the best part was when Charles Robinson got freaking gored.
Oh yeah, well Cena laid him out.
He pounced him.
Oh yeah, he laid him out.
That was hysterical.
And this is the thing: when people want to say Cena's heel run has been bad,
no, he's doing a pretty good job.
he's doing a good job because you can also see he's being the bad guy, but the bad guy that he's being is like he feels. You can tell like it's going against his normal nature because you could see he has those moments where he stops and he's thinking like, should I grab the belt? Do I hit him with it? There's almost a hesitation, but at the same time, you can tell he's doing what he feels is right.
Yeah.
This is how the character's playing it out. There was one more match. What was that one other match?
What, the Sammy versus Karrion Kross?
Yep. Which that was a
good
solid match.
It was a solid match. I mean, it was crazy how it ended at the end.
But you knew Sammy was gonna win because of the crowd.
And they wanted to pull this storyline a little further.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it got destroyed this
But
week.
listen, no, it didn't because
No,
you know
actually.
why? Because this moves Karrion Kross up, and it's gonna move him
Which is
up.
good where he deserves to be starting
Now,
to do.
now the thing is, we don't see the same thing that Europeans see because I see some of the stuff posted online after the fact. There was no interview with Karrion Kross from what I saw on Netflix. We didn't have that in the U.S. I'm sitting there, and then you hear the crowd after Sami Zayn's been taken out of commission. Karrion Kross was getting cheered. He's not your heel, or he's not the heel you want him to be.
Exactly.
So, frankly, you know what? He could go and do whatever he wants. Karrion Kross is so over right now, and it works beautifully. Now, outside of that, you know, we've got, like I said, we've got a women's pay-per-view coming up. We will not be around to discuss that. Maybe we will if something will come back after, if something happens. But for the most part, we're going to be on break unless something really big comes up. Now, Jimmy, do you have anything from the vault that you would like to...
I'd like to remind everybody with the vault that for being today is, besides Slurpee Day, it is also Superman Day. And for everybody that has now, as they're now being called, HBO Max again, yes, please peruse through the DC, hit the DC icon and peruse your favorite Superman adventures, whether it be with Christopher Reeve or Tim Daly as the voice of Superman. Enjoy them. Even Darren Criss in The Crisis. And also on seeing the rebirth of Jurassic World, if you're interested on Peacock, please visit the Jurassic franchise there. All right, I recommend those. I'll have some more when I come back, but the vault is now closed.
Yes, and now we're going to go on to the anime recommendations. Now, the new summer season has started. The first 2 episodes of Dan to Dan have come out. And I have to say, I'm a little disappointed with the intro, because the opening song is not as good as the first season. So that is a bit of a letdown, but the story so far for the first 2 episodes has been really good. And that's on Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure it's dropping on Netflix and a few other
in a few months.
No. It comes out usually like a few weeks after, but the thing is, you get it early. It was what happened with the same thing happened with Dragon Ball Daima, where Daima was hitting on all of them, but it came out first on Crunchyroll, and then a couple days later, you would see it on Netflix. So that came out. Now, also, another recommendation, the first episode came out on Crunchyroll for My Dress Up Darling Season 2. It's about cosplay, and it's a cute little romance along with the cosplay element to it. And I have to say, I love the characters, and like even in the first episode, it's the main character, he still feels like he doesn't fit in with people, and but you see him have like a panic attack because he's got to make a bunny girl outfit, and it won't stay up, and it's very cute the way that they do everything there. Now, not only that, but we've also had the first episode of Kaiju number 8 came out. Unfortunately, I don't think they did a theme song for the first episode because it was kind of like a side story, but I still love Kaiju number 8. That one to me is absolutely worth it. Now, the first episode came out for season 4 of Rising of the Shield Hero. Now, the first season of Rising of the Shield Hero was phenomenal. There was a little bit of a letdown, but that was also, like I had said previously, the English voice actor, he passed away after the first season, so it's hard for some people to get into the dub. I watched it subbed anyway, and I still went through it. Season 2, there was a little bit of a dip, but now I think it's back, and I think it's back in good form. So that's another one of my recommendations. Now, Sakamoto Days, the second part is not out yet. That's coming out later on in the month of July on Netflix. So that one's going to come back. But the one that I am excited for, and when Jimmy came over so we could record, and he came to the lair, he saw I was watching Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt Season 2, which is on Amazon Prime. So you can still watch the first season on Crunchyroll, but the second season, the first episode, is available on. It's available on Amazon Prime.
What was the one I was looking at that's on Netflix? They just dropped the first episode.
Oh shoot, it's damn, I can't. I'm blanking on the name. Oh, Tugin Akani.
I believe so.
Enki. I can't pronounce it. I don't want to like really screw it up, but yeah. It looks really good. The problem is I don't know anything too much about it. It's probably going to be in the same vein from what I can tell from just the trailer. A little bit of a combination of somebody who is part demon, part demon hunter. So I'm going to say it'll fall somewhere in the same category of Blue Exorcist if anyone is interested in that. Now, there's tons of other anime that are coming out that we're not going to be able to get to cover all of them.
If you like some recommendations on anime, you can email us at
dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. And I may come back and do like an anime special episode through sometime in August before Anime NYC comes out, because we're still hoping to find out if we're going to be attending with our passes, and we're just waiting on that one. And I got to say, I love Anime NYC. They've been great to us in the past. Hopefully we get to go back and be able to talk to some of the cosplayers.
By the way, you saw who passed away on for anime from Pokemon? The cat, I believe his name is Catheart or something. James Cat, somebody had passed away from
No, I did
Pokemon.
not.
Yeah. I just seen that in the news. I'm surprised. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't been keeping up, but that's also because we had a bunch of celebrity deaths as well.
I know Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Which was the shock.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't just Michael Madsen though. You know, we had others. It's a shame because, you know, we're seeing like the loss of some of them, especially Julian McMahon.
Yes. That was the shocker out of it.
Didn't know he was going through a battle with cancer.
James Carter Catheart passed away.
Okay.
All right. He was a voice on Pokemon. He did. I believe you know who that character is with the cat.
Mew? No, sorry. Meowth.
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 Meowth. Meowth. Meowth. My God, it's like saying snarf, snarf.
But it also looks like he was, from the picture they also used, it also looks like he was also the voice of Professor Oak.
Yes,
they
he
do
was numerous voices on it.
Yeah, and a lot of people do multiple voices on there as well. So, you know, it's a shame when we're having like passing of a bunch of the different actors. And Julian McMahon, I'm like, there's a small part of me that hopes they've already filmed him popping up as a Doctor Doom variant in the new Avengers.
Yeah.
So,
listen,
we
they
could
could
hope
do AI.
Yeah.
I know it would be hard.
I don't want it AI. I don't want the CGI thing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he was able to like get an appearance in, and it's one of those secret things, and the movie's dedicated to him.
Yeah.
We can hope. We can keep our fingers
Even with
crossed.
the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. You know, we'll see what happens because Fantastic Four is coming out while we're on hiatus. Mm-hmm. Jimmy and I may discuss that one if we do decide to come back for a special.
Oh, no, yes.
So that'll be a special event if we do that. Now, let's talk about, we watched the first 3 episodes of the show Countdown on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. Now, personally, I like the cast, but the show is not really for me. It's not my style of show. It kind of feels like 24.
It's like a 24 CSI, everything in CSI.
Yeah. And
everything in between.
It's not the style of show that I'm drawn to. I watched the 3 episodes. It's not bad, but I don't think I'll be coming back to it. But there are some people that are in the cast that were on the CW show. So we have a couple people from The Flash. And of course, you got Jensen Ackles himself. Yes. And he was also in The Boys. And
returning to The Boys.
Yep. So, you know, he was on The Boys, came back. So, you know, we'll see what happens for Soldier Boy. Mm-hmm. You know, now, Jimmy, how would you describe the show?
Well, I enjoyed it and very much. I understand your point of view with it because it's a crime action show and everything. My point of view is seeing how they're going to it develops from the first episode where they find nuclear parts basically for a nuclear bomb in Los Angeles. And what amazed me is that they go back and forth and everything, as you've seen, from 2018 to then, 2019 to then, and how this guy did it. And what's the amazing point is then you also see the characters that are around and everything with this special force and how they're trying to find him and or how to stop him from not detonating this bomb. It's kind of amazing how every step and everything, how one person's got to go here, go back to here, go here. They're all every direction, and you got to keep close eye on which way they're going and everything, and why they're using these characters in certain ways.
Yeah. All the members of the task force seem to have like their own backstory.
Yeah.
They have their
Good
own
and bad.
They have their own issues, and they have their own specialties. So it's very interesting to see. It's just like I said, it's not my style of show. Mm-hmm. You know, I need something a little more lighthearted, especially nowadays. It's a little rough, especially when, you know, we're seeing that the guys that are on the other end of the spectrum, it's starting in Belarus, and yeah, I don't really feel like
Going today.
this is now kind of where we're at in the world, and I'm tired of it. I need a break. I need a Superman fix. So I will probably be seeing that by the time that this episode is aired.
Absolutely.
I'll have gone and I'll have seen it because, you know, the internet likes to spoil everything. You know, Countdown's been out for, I'd say probably about a month.
Yeah.
So we're not like talking about something that we have
We're not
that
spoiling
we're not really spoiling. And like I said, I only watched the first 3 episodes. So we made sure that we were only going to be
doing.
doing.
Jensen Ackles fix. That's the one thing I even wanted
Oh,
to
yeah.
make sure with you too.
Oh no,
So that was good.
I love Jensen Ackles.
Oh, yes.
He is hilarious and he's such a great actor, but at the same time, just it's not the show for me. It's the same way like some people are probably watching Tracker, and while I really enjoy Justin Hartley and I've liked him ever since I saw him on Smallville playing the Green Arrow, I can't watch shows like that. They're just not for me. You know, I need like a good sitcom, which I really wish they would bring back the sitcom.
Well, you heard the rumor, right?
What?
ABC is going to pick up Scrubs. Reboot. And wait. Sarah Chalk
Okay, but
is in it.
Yes.
Donald Faison in it. And guess who else has been slated to come back?
Who?
Yes, Chicken Little himself is coming back.
See, I need Dr. Cox.
That's what everybody needs, because they need somebody to heckle the shit out of them
Well, it's not just
and abuse them.
Well, the thing is too, it's like
Plus the janitor.
listen, if they're
He's
gonna,
got to be out of the middle.
yeah, but if the problem was that they tried to do another version of Scrubs. ABC already tried that, and it bombed. That last season of Scrubs, and I loved Scrubs. Scrubs was such an amazing show.
It was good on NBC.
Yeah, but when it went over to ABC afterwards, and they, you know, you don't have the full main cast anymore, and now you've turned the hospital into a learning school, so they're in their classes and everything. It just it lost some of what made it special. And I love Sarah Chalk. I think she's absolutely phenomenal.
She's been great since she was on. Everybody keeps forgetting.
Second Becky
Yep.
for Roseanne.
Yep.
And listen, I actually love her at playing Beth on Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's done some amazing work in the past. All of them have. It's just a matter of, do I want a reboot or do I want a new show? Not for nothing, but I miss the days that we used to have when it came down to actually having a sitcom where you sat down and you watched it, you know, even with the commercials. You know, we've seen some like sitcom style stuff on Netflix and everything, but it's not the same thing.
It's not without the commercials.
No, and the thing is, you know, you can sit there. They got to give sitcoms a chance, and nowadays they don't really want to give them a chance because if it's not a hit immediately, we got to cancel it. That's the problem with the way things have gone.
Exactly.
I don't care if you went and you hated it right off the bat. Maybe there's plenty of other people that liked it, but people are review bombing things early nowadays, which ruins a lot of things. But if you remember back when Fox first started as a fledgling network, the first Sunday night that they went and they were introducing their shows, they showed back to back and then repeated them again.
Yes.
The Tracy Ullman Show and Married with Children. We got them back to back, and then they showed the same episodes again the second hour. They gave themselves a chance, and they gave the show a chance. So while the summer months went on, people were able to discover it because there were things that they were watching already, so they didn't want to miss what they were watching.
And then little by little, they added those. They put those two to 9 and 9:30.
Yep.
Or 8 and 9 and 9, and then they added an 8 o'clock show.
Herman's Head.
Yes, and then they added the 9:30 show.
Yep.
All right, so
And they also had
Lawrence.
but they had so many other shows.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, they were able to expand, and you got a chance to enjoy the shows. I'm tired of shows getting canceled. You like a show, it gets canceled because it didn't do great in the first 24 to 48 hours. It takes time. Not everyone is going to be able to sit and stream something just because.
They just did that to Duster.
Yeah.
What the J.J. Abrams show? They just said it's not coming back. I'm like, really? Seriously?
Oh.
Give it a freaking chance.
Oh no! A couple weeks ago, last month, you told me that Papa's House, the Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. show, got canceled.
I was annoyed. I liked that show. I thought it was hysterical.
I was loving that show. Great jokes. Seeing Damon Wayans and his son together, comedy gold. And then you leave it off with a cliffhanger, and it's like, are you kidding me? I want to be able to enjoy stuff, and you can't enjoy them when they decide we're going to cancel everything. It's like, give it a chance. Let it run in repeats. Georgie and Mandy's first wedding. It's, their first marriage. It's going. It's really good. We know it's coming back. Ghosts. Ghosts is a great show. It's been on for several seasons.
And it's been on for several years because it's a BBC show.
Well, this is now the U.S. version of the BBC version.
It's just like The Office. The Office was originally in BBC, and it came here.
Not only that, but then there was also, what was it? There was that supernatural show that was on the Sci-Fi Channel, Being Human.
Yes.
Being Human originally was a BBC show. They brought it over, and it became Americanized.
Same thing with Coupling. Coupling was over in BBC. What did it become? Friends.
But they already know that it's going to be a hit because they've already gotten it there. So this is the problem, that we need to get sitcoms back and give them a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
If they give a show a chance to actually get an audience and to get a following, it could actually work.
Yeah. I mean, I like, and I've told you and I've recommended to people, watch Poker Face. I think Natasha Lyonne and Ryan Johnson have done a phenomenal job. And I'll also say what cracks me up is...
But the problem is, I don't have that streaming platform.
You don't have a platform. But the funny... No. But you will die laughing what's coming up. Tyson Beckford and... I forgot who the second character is, but the third gentleman suitor, Titus O'Neil. Kings of the Court, it's called. But he's like, yeah, everybody, I got stories. Yeah, the one story everybody knows. You fell underneath the ring, you horse's ass. You fell underneath the ring. And not only that, it streams every time the Rumble comes up. Not only that, when people need a good laugh, they watch that scene.
Yep. Now...
Let's go to a good laugh and let's talk about Head of State.
Heads of State, the movie is on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Now, I gotta say, I really enjoyed this movie because you got two members of the Suicide Squad back together again by having Idris Elba and John Cena.
Yes.
Back together, the President of the United States and...
the Prime Minister of England.
Yep. With a little bit of an adversarial, relationship, but being forced together to survive. Some of it felt a little close to home, and some of it was just perfect. And I have to say, Priyanka Chopra,
She did a great job.
she came off like a huge badass in
Yes.
this one. The opening alone, and then when she comes back, you're like, what the damn, she is beating the hell out of people.
You see what? But Jack, oh my God, he was hysterical. Jack is hysterical in this.
Jack, you need to elaborate more than just Jack.
Let's. Oh God, I forgot his last name.
There you go. See now,
Jack Quaid.
oh yeah, Jack Quaid.
Where's Quaid? Is it? No,
Yeah.
Jack Quaid's here, bitch.
Yeah, Jack Quaid is great, even in a minor role.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
that minor role for 5 to 10 minutes in it is pure comedy gold too.
everybody can say Nepo baby, Nepo baby, Nepo baby.
Shut up.
He has earned any accolades that we give him because he may have been a Nepo baby to get his foot in the door, but him playing Huey on The Boys,
Yeah.
then having movies like Novocaine, Companion, he is, and then being in the Scream movie, in one of the Scream movies as one of the killers. Oh my God, he is just
He's
better and better every time I see
He's
him.
becoming his own Quaid. He's becoming like his uncle and his father.
Yep, and probably better than his mother.
Where are you, Meg Ryan? Sitting at home with your royalties there.
She's made more than enough that she doesn't have to do
She don't
anything.
Have to, listen,
They
between her soap opera royalties, the royalties for You Got Mail, and
When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, forget about it. That's it. Don't even.
And even the minor stuff she gets
DOA.
from. But I was going to say Top Gun.
That's true.
So
Everybody forgets that.
Yeah, but no, Heads of State is. I'm not going to say it's a great movie because it's
funny.
It's fun. It's stupid, mindless. Turn your brain off and just enjoy the action. This is not the movie that you're going to sit there and be like, oh, this is amazing. No. It's a fun, turn your brain off movie. John Cena and Idris Elba, their interactions with each other, it's gold.
Yeah.
It's comedy gold. They get at each other. They nitpick each other. It works. And it works really well.
Really? You want to talk about the fish and chips?
Yeah, it becomes a whole thing just for the fish and chips alone. And that's the thing, I watched this and I enjoyed it, but I also I felt like it lost my attention every now and then but I was drawn back in. So there are some slow elements to it, but it keeps pulling you back in.
And the twists.
Oh, yeah.
And you think A, but it's B. And think it's B, but it's...
And we're not going to spoil anything for this one because...
But we will say this. Don't leave during the credits during this. We got to be honest.
Oh, yeah. This is another one where they did put something in, not at the end of the credits, but in between. Yeah. So there is a mid-credit sequence. Yes. So that's the thing. You're looking at a movie like Heads of State. It's brainless, mindless, like turn your brain off for 2 hours and just enjoy yourself. Because I think the movie was a little under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thank God. And that was the thing. I'm tired of the movies always being so long. This one, I think, hit a perfect time length.
Yeah.
The pacing, there were a couple of issues with the pacing, but there are some really comedy moments in there. One of which, not really a spoiler, but when you see John Cena thinking he can win everybody over because he's an actor turned politician. You think it's like, oh, an actor who became the president. It's like, oh,
we just had Reagan.
You know what? I would say it's still a better presidency than Reagan because at the very least, he's not suffering from Alzheimer's.
No. I mean, you feel bad about that.
You feel bad about it now, but then you find out that Nancy was basically running the country.
Hey, listen, I watched Reagan with Dennis Quaid. I thought that was a great movie, by the way.
But you know what? We could basically go. But that's the thing. Cena thinking like, oh, I'm celebrity, so I'm going to be able to. It almost was a little like if Schwarzenegger would have been, when he was the governor, would have been stepped up and been able to be the president.
Demolition Man.
Listen, I'm still waiting for the Running Man ticket. That's how he gets in.
No, it's but
Ventura
and him. That's right.
Schwarzenegger. It's the Running Man ticket.
By the way, have you seen, speaking of which, the Glenn Powell trailer yet?
No.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
It's not. Granted, it is a Stephen King novel still, but it's so different than the Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah.
So much different.
Well, that's the thing.
Hopefully it's less than 2 hours. Too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to see that there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be dropping during the summer months.
Yeah.
That's why we like to give everybody a break during the summer, including us.
Breathe.
So you can.
And it's your birthday.
Yes, it is. And, we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to relax. And we're going to try to separate ourselves from everything that's going on in the world to be able to unwind and not feel any pressure to keep up with everything. I don't feel any pressure to watch movies and stuff.
No.
But when we're trying to figure out what to watch so we can have these conversations with you guys, sometimes
please email us at
email us, because it does get a little confusing. So we do want some recommendations and we appreciate them. And the best way to go and give us a recommendation is to send us an email at dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. All one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslayerpodcast@gmail.com. Now, not only do we want the recommendations, but we also want to be able to stay in touch with you guys. So that's why we do have the Discord page. And if we get a bunch of people can sign up, I'm willing to do some community events and stuff there. And I would love to spend some time with you guys through Discord, or even if we were able to figure out how to do like a live stream, it would be something that we want to experience with you guys and have you guys be able to give us instant feedback. But we need to see that there's the interest there for that. And the best way to do that is to sign up to the socials, but also to make sure join the Discord page. Even if you guys don't use Discord that much, Discord's been a great way for us to be able to not just promote and let you guys know when the episodes are coming out or when they're available, but also so we can share any community events and stuff. If you think that there's a movie that we should discuss, or maybe there's something that we overlooked, maybe you've got a difference in opinion when it comes to our takes on wrestling. Some people want to sit there and say, I'm not a wrestling fan because I complain about stuff. No, I'm not complaining about stuff. I'm just pointing out that there are issues. Do I like the fact that TKO Sports is in charge? No. Do I think Vince McMahon did a better job? No. I think Paul Levesque is doing a great job being in charge. However, I think that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and it is making things a little more complicated.
Him and Nick need to run the show and everybody back the fuck up.
And they need to stop. But
let me retract that. Nick, him, and Sean over in NXT.
Yeah.
And everybody else back the fuck up.
But they need to also realize that they need to space out the pay-per-views, their PLEs, as they want to call them. You know what? If you want to do 2 weeks after a major event, you do an NXT event, that's fine. That's a separate brand within the company, and they're not on the main roster. So yeah, give them a separate pay-per-view 2 weeks later, because you can build that up on NXT. Building up the shows on SmackDown and Raw, and then trying to do a pay-per-view every 2 weeks is too much.
You're oversaturating the market.
And you're not giving enough time to build up the stories to have it be interesting enough. Do I think that the women's pay-per-view, Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus, is going to be a great match? Probably.
Yeah.
However, I also think that we needed a little more time to let it sink in that Trish is going to be taking on Tiffany Stratton for the women's title. The same way, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, there's already been enough buildup, so that's not something I needed to worry about. But I don't know any of the other stuff that's going to go on. It's like, okay, we got a women's tag team for Fatal Four-Way. Okay, sounds like a good idea. However, look how long it took to figure out who is going in and doing what. You waited till last minute. So what? We have a SmackDown before, and we've got a Saturday night's main event before. You're not giving us enough time to breathe.
No.
Sometimes you need a little bit of time to breathe. That's why I'm okay with the British version of putting out like TV shows where it's a shorter run, but you get a breather in between.
Exactly.
Because, okay, Doctor Who, you gave me 8 episodes of Doctor Who. Now I won't see Doctor Who for another year or more. But you've also given it time to breathe. You gave us a chance, and you know what? It's not like it disappeared. It's on a streaming platform, so you can play catch up and watch it again.
Same thing with Crunchyroll, with all anime.
Yep. Anime's easily able to play catch up because you know what? You're watching it for the dub. Sometimes you got to wait a week or two for the sub. So 2 weeks after the sub comes out, you get the dub. Otherwise, sometimes you get a simul dub. Thankfully, lucked out this season, and Dan to Dan's come out, and the first 2 episodes have been dubbed from day one, so you got a simul dub. The same thing for, what was it? I believe Rising of the Shield Hero, it was already dubbed. So I'm watching shows and I'm already getting them dubbed. My Dress Up Darling, you look at me and you think I wouldn't be interested in it, but I actually really enjoy it. I watched it subbed because their dub isn't available at first. Now, I wish everything did have a simul dub, but it doesn't happen. My Hero Vigilantes was dubbed immediately, and we got a simul dub. That season finished, and they did make the announcement that there is going to be a season 2, and I'm thankful for that. And coming out in, I believe, the fall, we're expected to get what very well may be the final season of My Hero Academia, which is the sequel series or the originator before the spinoff of My Hero Vigilantes. So we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to, but we need some downtime. And I know you guys need some downtime. So Jimmy, in the downtime time, how can everyone get in touch with you?
You ready?
Go for it.
No, I said, you. Yes, we are ready, Mr. Levesque. You can reach me at James925 on Blue Sky. Snapchat, JamesSI0925, all lowercase. Instagram and Threads, JamesH_4th. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. And you know why.
Go for it.
James Haynes IV on Facebook. TikTok, James0925. Special announcement. As everybody remembers, wasn't it last year I was in a cooking contest for to meet Carla Hall?
I believe so.
Well, this year, Variety magazine, with Jeff Goldblum as their advertising hero, put up America's Couple. So me and the missus are in, and they've already knocked down the top 20, and guess who's in the second cut?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And you can reach me on that link to vote once a day, daily, please. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell that neighbor that's annoying the crap out of you down the block to go onto my Instagram page. Go into my personal profile there. You'll see the link. Click it. And if you like what's there, to be generous and help the oceans and everything else that Variety is running, donate. Help out the cause and everything. But also, I'd like to give a special shout out. All right, I got 2 people. I didn't realize it. My friend Big Mike Evans there. Special shout out to you for Superman Day. But also our PA man Charles, who happened to be in the newsroom. He goes online on Instagram, goes, by the way, got a surprise for you. And a special shout out to my man in Portugal, Mr. Josh, who decided to, he goes, why am I doing, and it says on his shirt, why am I doing this white man shit? He ran with the Bulls. And he came out unscathed. And on his wife's shirt, it has her in a Bulls jersey. She says, sorry, I didn't realize you want to run with these Bulls. Make to run with these Bulls. And it's the Bulls shirt. So, to the 2 of yous, special shout out to Tyler Creator and my man over in the Boob Tubes, Don't forget, folks, your Superman figures will be there. Funko Supermans, Boob Tube over in Englishtown. All right? Take it away, Brother Dan.
All right. And you can find me, the Blue Dragoon 13, at all of my socials is Blue Dragoon 13. Snapchat, Instagram, Threads. You can find me on TikTok. That's right. That's the best place to spot any of the videos, but you can also watch the videos on the Instagram page, Dragoon's Lair Official. You can also check us out at the Dragoon's Lair Podcast Facebook group. Not only that, but I have the Twitch channel. There is the link in all of my socials where you can join the Discord group, and that is always found easily when you look up Blue Dragoon 13. Easiest way to find me with my little cartoon image. Makes it easy as pie to find me, but we have Instagram, Facebook. You're going to find the Facebook group. Easiest way to stay in touch with me there. You can send us the emails at dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. That's all one word. Dragoon is spelled with 2 O's. That's dragoonslairpodcast@gmail.com. Now, not only that, but you got to make sure you stay in tune and catch up on all the episodes of the Dragoon's Lair podcast that you've been missing. And you can listen to them all on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast. We're even on, what was that? Oh, that's right. Audible. That's right. So while you're listening to your summer audiobooks, you can go and take a break and listen to the Dragoon's Lair podcast there. Now, not only that, we have the YouTube channel, Blue Dragoon 13, where you're able to watch the Dragoon's Lair podcast episodes 1 week after we drop on all of your Spotify and other podcasting platforms.
Or you can watch us on Spotify as soon as we launch it out.
That's right, because Spotify is our home, and we do go make sure that the video version is available first on Spotify. So make sure you check us out there. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the things, hit the buttons, leave us reviews, leave us comments, join in on the discussion, and
wish Dan a happy birthday.
But let's also go and have our conversations and keep our discussions on the TikTok videos and everything. Let's keep them civilized and enjoyable for everyone, because we may all have a difference of opinion on things, but whether I like it or I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to yuck on your yum. So you enjoy what you enjoy. Maybe I'll introduce you to something that you might enjoy. And if you recommend some stuff to us, maybe you'll get us to like something we didn't even know that we would possibly like because it flew under the radar. Now, I will say before we go, I did start watching. I was hanging out with my brother the other day, and we were watching Nosferatu. First time I watched this new version of Nosferatu, because I remember watching the original, like, silent movie.
Okay.
And this one has a pacing issue. It lost us. My brother and I were both getting bored with it because a good chunk of it feels like they tried to merge Nosferatu along with Dracula. And, you know, I love horror movies, but this movie itself, the effects look cool. Lily Rose Depp is cool. You know, you've got Aaron Taylor Johnson and you've got Lex Luthor is in this. Mm-hmm. Not worth it. In all honesty, I don't feel it's worth a watch. Like, I'm at least a good 30 plus minutes into the movie, and it's a little over 2 hours. And I'm like, I had to dip out of it. So just a little warning, because it is available on Amazon Prime. If you want to check it out. And if you want to disagree with me, feel free to do that in the email
and you
or
can also
in the
watch
comments.
It on Peacock.
Yep. So there's plenty of ways to watch and enjoy. So we want to thank each and every one of you. This has been our season 3 roundup. You know, we unfortunately didn't have our trivia that we would have done, but we've gone down to a 2-man crew for now. We'll see if things change further on down the line. But we'll see how everything plays out. and we appreciate each and every one of you. Jimmy, how much do we love our audience?
We love our audience from here to Hawaii to Portugal and beyond.
And that's right. I love you people. So make sure that you come back and see us when we come back towards the end of August. So we should be back, and keep an eye out for any special episodes that might drop, but there'll be plenty of shorts that will be made available throughout the month and throughout August. So stay in touch, keep up with all the episodes. Maybe you've missed an episode or two, so you get to play catch up in these months. So enjoy as we take our break, and you guys have a great summer. So with that being said, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So now,
Get out.
enjoy the sun, folks. Later.
Peace.